Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today's video is a bit of a mixture. I'm going to be sharing all of my recent favourites. I'm also going to be chatting all about my goals for the rest of the year, the almost like final stretch of the year. I'll have all of the kind of chapters of this video lined out at the bottom if you want to see a certain part. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to begin my favourite section with music. Now, the past month has been a hectic time for me and music has really got me through it. I've never been one of those people that uses the liked songs bit on Spotify until recently, because I have such a specific view of what I want each playlist of mine to look like. So I have autumn afternoon, or I have morning dose of serotonin. But I started using my liked playlist and I went through and kind of got rid of everything that I'd added a couple years ago, because I haven't used it since then. And so I've been rebuilding it and adding songs that I absolutely love, because there's certain songs where I can only listen to them in the evening when I'm calming down, or in the morning when I need to have a bit more energy. I thought I'd talk a little bit more specifically about some artists that I've been absolutely loving the past couple months. So first up, I'm gonna have Phineas, because I've been binge listening to Optimist ever since it came out. I love every single song. It is a beautifully curated album, and I really love The Kids Are Dying. That's one of my favourite songs on the album. I think the lyrics are just stunning. I think my overall favourite for any time of the day is The 90s. I just absolutely love that song. It's got a good vibe. All of the production work in Optimist is amazing, and I'm a big geek for editing or production, because that is what I do. The next artist I've been absolutely loving is, of course, Oh Wonder. They came out with a new album called 22 Break, and it is a completely different vibe to their last albums, but the songwriting, the production, everything is just incredible, as always with them. I'm obsessed with the song Dinner. I play it so much, but it is amazing. So I mentioned in my last video that I've been kind of experimenting a lot with fashion recently. I've been purchasing quite a few things recently, but things that I'm going to be wearing for such a long time, staples that I've just never had in my wardrobe. So for example, I've got this beautiful cardigan that I absolutely love, and I know I'm just going to wear non-stop until it breaks. So I've been buying a lot of that kind of stuff, and I've also been buying a lot of workwear. It's really fun to experiment. I'm getting way more confident in myself and what I want to wear and what I like to wear. Speaking of fashion and sustainability, this video is very kindly sponsored by Vivaia. Now, if you don't know Vivaia, Vivaia is a sustainable and ethical shoe company that have really breathable and flexible designs. Now, a pair of their shoes are made from 6 discarded plastic bottles, which is incredible. It's good for the planet and the comfort, my friends, the comfort. On screen are some outfits I've put together to show how I would style these shoes. They're so functionally diverse and easy to style, allowing you to create both a casual coffee date style outfit and also a more formal outfit. I put this outfit together with a work environment in mind. These shoes are perfect to go with suits and other workwear, but as you can see, they can also be worn with jeans. My favourite pair of shoes from Vivaia are these. They're the Whisperite Evermore sneakers, and they're made with cushioning, eco-friendly insoles and flexible outsoles. This makes them lightweight, extremely comfortable, and perfect for an afternoon walk or gym session. They match any outfit, as you can see on screen, and they are my go-to shoes now. Next up, we have these beautiful orange heels. I've spent so long looking for heels that look good and also feel good. For me, I've started to try and add a little bit of colour to my outfit, so these heels are absolutely perfect for that. Finally, we have these loafers, which are absolutely beautiful. These are definitely going to be a staple in my wardrobe. I'm so excited to dress up with these on. I feel like they will match any outfit. All of the shoes are washing machine friendly, which is not only very convenient, but makes them practical for everyday wear. Vivaia offer free shipping worldwide over $69 and a sustainable option to buying a new pair of shoes. You can also use my code on screen for an extra 18% off your order. Thank you Vivaia for sponsoring today's video. Moving into entertainment, my favourite section, arguably my favourite section. For the past couple of weeks I've taken life pretty slowly, if I'm honest. Like, I have been waking up as my body wants to rather than to an alarm. I've just been a little less strict with myself because usually I'm go 24/7, like, let's get this done, let's get that deadline handed off. I finally had a period where I can just relax. I haven't had much work to do. I can kind of set work days and then also days off, and it's been really nice. So that means TV shows. That means relaxing and watching something that I've never watched before and enjoying it. So first up I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer. This show I really enjoyed. I thought the storytelling was amazing. Even though this concept has been done quite a lot in general of like, oh, you know, someone's gone missing, what's happened, and you as the audience already know what's happened. It's really interesting how they go around telling the story and seeing how the different characters use the information that they have. The description of the show is teenagers are stalked by a mysterious killer a year after a fatal accident on the night of their graduation. The finale was something else, but it was so good, so I'd recommend watching that. I also watched 9 Perfect Strangers. That was also amazing. This is quite out of my comfort zone for TV shows, but I felt really like intrigued by the storyline. So it's based on a book. I'm not going to spoil too much about this because I feel like a lot of what I could say would spoil it, but basically 9 strangers come from completely different lifestyles. They've all got their own personal issues and they all end up at this wellness retreat. There's this woman called Marsha who runs the retreat, and there's like a promise that she has to kind of transform them, but they don't know how she's going to do that until they get there. And then they're already there. That's basically the overall synopsis of it. It is such a good show. I really enjoyed it. I could not stop watching it. I thought the story was told really well. I'm kind of gutted I didn't read the book before because I feel like it would have been a book that I would have enjoyed. Both of them are on Prime, by the way. And then I've started to watch this show called The Chestnut Man, which is on Netflix. The show is originally in Danish. I am currently watching it with English subtitles. They find a figurine made out of chestnuts at a murder scene, and the show kind of evolves to find the killer. Now, as I said, I've only just started this, but I'm loving it so far. Film-wise, I've watched Red Notice on Netflix. It didn't come out too long ago, I don't think. It has some amazing actors and actresses in it. It has Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, ton of amazing actors in it, and I thought it was a really good story actually. For me, I usually get really bored of a film. Like, I will be sat there like, okay, can we just get to the ending now? Which is really bad considering I've studied film. I feel like I need like constant like stimulation throughout the film to keep interested, and I think this one did that for me. It wasn't like stereotypical, which I thought was quite nice. But yeah, I thought that was a good film and I thought I'd mention that. And then my last favourite is a book. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I've heard such amazing things about this book and I am really enjoying it. I started reading it the other day and I'm just loving it. I just think it's a really great book, and also the cover is beautiful. The book follows a girl called Lily and her relationships, and yeah, I'm absolutely loving it so far. I'm not too far through, but yeah, I'm loving it, so I thought I would mention that. Moving into the rejects. This is also arguably one of my favourite sections of the favourites video. So I'm gonna start, speaking of coffee, as I'm holding one, with my Prep coffee membership. This is really random. I'm obsessed with it. I get a free coffee most days. I say free, it's £20 a month, but considering how many coffees you get for that, it's really great. I start my job really soon and I decided to get the membership so I can get like a coffee on my way to work or on the way back or on my lunch break. it kind of just gives me a bit of a routine if I've paid for it. I'll probably go to Pret most days for my lunch anyway, so I may as well get the Pret subscription. Okay, the next thing is actually something that I received as a PR parcel. I've been using this every single day for the past like month. So it's the weekly reset planner by Lavender. October, November time for me is when I really like to be like, right, I've got a couple months left, come on, let's go. It's like a new beginning for me. So I really like to have a new planner. I think you're not really supposed to start this until January, but I got it and it's beautiful and I couldn't resist using it now. I really love this bit where there's like the priorities, because for me, I sometimes write like 20 things on my to-do list per day, and it's hard to be like, oh, that's like the most important. And I like that it's all undated as well. It really stresses me out when things are dated because I feel like I should like rush to use them. So yeah, I love that it isn't undated, so that means I can start it now and not in January, but I thought I would mention that because it's beautiful. Also along the planner line is this little daily planner that I have. I bought this from Urban Outfitters, but it's by a brand called Oh Dear, and it's a really simple planner. I had one of these before. I used it pretty much every day, but it's got like a huge to-do list on this side and then hours on the other side. At the bottom it's got these little quadrants, which are really, really useful. They say urgent, non-urgent, important and not important, and this basically just allows me to just visualize my tasks and be like, right, this is what I've got to do first. Like, don't choose that one because it's the easier option, do that one. I love that planner too, and they look adorable together. I feel like I just look like I've got my life together with these. Okay, next up for the rejects, we have candles. I always find at this time of year I do get quite anxious, and my solution for that seems to be, at the moment, candles. So I've got two big candles. So I've got Warm and Cozy, which is one of my all-time favourite scents. It is so good. It literally just smells like a bonfire, And then the other one that I have is this one, which is Farm Fresh Peach. It is like a bit of like a sweet candle. It's kind of vanilla-y, but this one I believe was limited edition in like the summer, but it's one of my favourite candles. I've also got a couple of little candles, but I think I'm going to take them home and use them up like over Christmas. Speaking of ways to calm myself down, my mum bought me this little book, which is so cute. It says inspiration for every day, and every morning I've been looking and finding like a little quote. It's just been helping me keep myself together and keep up a good mindset, because for me sometimes if like things are not going right, which they haven't been the past couple of weeks, I find it quite difficult to bring myself back up. Next up, very random, is this coffee cup. Now, I bought this the other day from John Lewis. It is the circular coffee cup. Basically, you just press down this circle bit in the middle, and then you can drink from anywhere around the outside. So I've bought that for myself for when I go to work. I've got a reusable cup to take every day. Like, that's going to become part of my routine, and that's what I want to happen. I hate when like you pick up your drink to go for a drink and you've got to like spin it round to drink it, so the circular one is perfect. So I'm noticing how long this video is going on for, so I'm going to quickly run through my social media and podcast favourites. So starting with podcasts, I am still binge listening to Seffi and Wing, goes without saying. It is my favourite podcast. Hands down, I love it. I just get so much energy from their podcast, so I've been listening to them non-stop. I feel like I'm going to mention them as a favourite every month. It's quite bad. They're such smart women, and I love listening to smart women talk. Yeah, they've been on a break the past few weeks, but they're back, and you bet that was the first thing I did this morning was play that podcast. So, very excited about it. I love them. I also am loving Close Friends, a podcast. So there's 3 hosts, there's Sarah, Lucy and Tara. This podcast is just so chilled. They have a lot of guests on, but they did an episode recently where they were discussing like feminism and spiking, and I thought it was a really great episode, really informative, so go listen to it if you want to. It was just so raw and honest, and I just felt like that's a conversation that I have with my friends, and it's nice to hear other people have that conversation too, especially at the moment. Okay, social media favourites. So first up we have Michelle Choi. As always, obsessed with her videos. I love Living Alone Diaries. I'm pretty sure I've watched every single one. I always turn to her videos to put on. They're a nice length. They're just great. Next up we have Uncali. Now I have got into books as we gathered from the book. I love this channel. I love Carly's videos. I just get so much positive energy. Next up we have Alia Zeta. Now I absolutely love her content, her editing, her energy in general. Like, it feels like she'd be the exact same in person as she is in her videos, which is such a nice thing to see nowadays because you don't see that very often, and it just seems like you're kind of like a fly on the wall watching her life, which is quite nice. Basically, most of her channel is surrounding either food or documenting her life, both of which amazing. But yeah, her channel feels really authentic and I love watching it. Okay, we've made it to the second section of today's video, which is my goals for the rest of 2021. Now, I've split these into different sections because I've got a lot of different areas of my life. So my personal goals for the rest of this year is to read one book-ish a week. So that's like between like 5 and 7 books for the rest of the year. And I think I can do that. I think that's good. You know, that's a good amount. And I basically just want to try and start off next year with a reading goal and knowing that I can get a lot of books read. I love reading. I love kind of that wind down of like, okay, I'm gonna read a book and sit with my cup of tea. Becoming an old woman, this is what it is. I also want to try and build up a bit more of a life routine with like meal prepping, exercise, things like that, that I don't really have a routine with at the moment. I like exercising, but do I do it a lot? Not really. At the moment, I'm finding myself being like, oh, what am I gonna have for dinner? Oh, I'll sort that out later. And it gets to like 5 p.m. You're like, trip to Tesco, go get something easy and quick. And I think that's just because I've been busy or just haven't had the effort. But I want to start meal prepping and getting into the routine because I'm going to be very, very busy over the next sort of couple of months. Develop all my creative skills. Now this is in things like Illustrator. I really want to get better at Photoshop, things like that. I really want to just develop new skills and try and go out of my comfort zone and not put pressure on the outcome, because I've done a lot of creative things, like I create videos or I sketch, or I always am focused on, okay, well, how's the outcome gonna come out? You know, how's this video gonna end up? How's this drawing gonna look at the end of it? And not so much focused on the process of learning it. And so one of my goals before the end of the year is to develop all my creative knowledge without that pressure. I'm aiming to do like one sort of little mini course a week, that kind of thing. Okay, moving into social media goals. So social media is now not my job, which is like, I don't want to say it's exciting because I loved having it as my job and it's such a privilege, but oh my god, am I excited for it to like be a hobby. When you put the pressure on to like make a living off of YouTube, it takes a lot of the enjoyment out of it. And I'm really looking forward to going back to just being like, I'm gonna create a video, why don't I I'm gonna pick up the camera, that's gonna be fun. Like that kind of mindset rather than like, oh, it's Thursday, I need to upload. Social media is now my hobby. I've got a full-time job, which is gonna be an interesting one to manage, but I'm also very, very excited for it. I set some social media goals because I do want to still be consistent on social media, and I'm hoping that I will be able to do that through weekends or after work. I at least want to upload 5 videos before the end of the year. I'm the kind of person, if I have an end goal, I will get there. I will find my way there. If I don't have a goal and I'm like, oh no, let's just take as it comes, I don't get anything done. And that's been the way I've been for so long. So now I know that I've got structure over the next couple of months. I can easily put in YouTube into my schedule. But yeah, I want to be more consistent with YouTube videos because I do love doing this and I really want to keep doing this alongside my job. So if I keep being consistent, that will happen. My next goal is to keep relatively consistent with my podcast. Now, my podcast, if you don't know, is called Grow and Grind. It is the more personal side of my life. I share a lot more on there than maybe I would on my YouTube or on my Instagram. It feels so personal. I enjoy recording it, I enjoy editing it, but it is quite a lot of pressure to do every single week. So I'm gonna say to myself to get out 3 podcast episodes, maybe 4 more by the end of the year, sort of like one every couple of weeks. I'm hoping for that to be the way it goes, because I don't want to like put pressure on myself to do it every week, because I'm working Monday to Friday, and if I want to get a video out as well, I'm kind of trying to balance everything. I'm going to see how it goes. I've had thoughts of doing like a video one week, a podcast the next, one step at a time. And then my last social media goal is to create a lot more short form content, which I am so excited for. And I'm gonna start creating like outfits that I wear to work in a week, little mini vlogs, and you know, how I do certain things, how I record the podcast, how I record videos, how I edit, like a bunch of stuff. And I also would like to do some graphic design related stuff too, fingers crossed. Moving into actual work goals. So my role is a marketing assistant. So my goals here are just to learn a lot more about marketing and really develop on what I know in that kind of sector. And I also just want to have confidence in myself in that job role. Like, I know I can do the job. I just want to have confidence in me doing that, and the only way I'm going to do that is if I keep learning. I'm excited for a new step and a new direction. So yeah, I hope you're excited to come along with me.